He said, "I'm so sorry, but Courtney's died." So I had to tell my dad in the car. And so we turned around, we went home, and everybody was just in pieces.
Courtney is my eldest daughter. She was an events manager, so involved in weddings. A lot of people have said that she lit up a room.
Right now, he's probably stone dancing with a beach bum trap, and she's probably getting twisted.
She loved to sing, especially country music, and she would sing everywhere. She was kind-hearted. She had a wicked sense of humour and a giggle to go with it.
Courtney was one of those people where every time she came in a room, you knew that you were going to be laughing. She always was cracking jokes. She was always dancing and singing. There was one time she took me to a Carrie Underwood concert because it was her favourite artist. And that's probably one of my favourite memories with her. But she was just so upbeat.
When it happened, it wasn't really the classic knock on the door out of nowhere. We knew that something had happened. We were trying to get in touch with Courtney, and she would always either text or call us to let us know she was okay. And that particular night, we couldn't get a hold of her.
Me and my dad decided that we go out and go look for her because we'd heard there'd been an accident on the A15, the road that she was travelling on. My dad and I got in the car, just a normal kind of winter's night, I suppose. No kind of rain, no snow, anything like that, but it was dark.
Amy and I were looking up the driveway and we saw headlights, and we ran out and we saw police written on the side. So in that moment, I think I knew. And the two officers came in, and at that time, they weren't sure if it was Courtney. They were asking what she looked like and if this was her car. And then the one officer went out and asked me to wait a minute, and he was on his radio. And I remember following him out and saying, just tell me. And clearly at that time, he was trying to get confirmation.
I said to my sister, my twin, before I left, as soon as she gets home, you call me. As soon as that phone rings, you call me. So as me and Dad were driving down the road, my sister called me, and I thought, great, she's home. Courtney's home. And I picked up the phone, and I could hear my mom wailing in the background, so upset. I could hear officers talking, and their kind of microphones going off. And it was my sister's boyfriend. And he said, "I'm so sorry, but Courtney's died." And so I had to tell my dad in the car. And so we turned around, we went home, and everybody was just in pieces. The officers were stood near the doorway, and my mom was and my sister and her boyfriend were all in different rooms. And it just was so chaotic. Nobody really knew what to do, what to say, what we needed to do next.
She was doing nothing wrong. It's a busy road. There was an LGV going the other way. The stretch is quite narrow. He felt he was a little close to a HGV coming the other way. So he had moved over slightly and started to go off the road. And he then went to move back over and overcorrected, so that ended up clipping 3 other vehicles, and then Courtney. Her car was taken off the road with the impact, and she was the only one who didn't walk away that night.
I think a lot of people think, oh, well, if someone's drinking or on drugs, and that's when accidents happen, but actually they happen regardless at any time without those factors included. So I think it's important to raise that awareness so people think about when they get in the car about safety, their safety, other people's safety.
Courtney doesn't have a voice anymore, and this is the most terrible thing that can happen. But from the other side of it, we're also aware that for the officers that have to go in and break this news, I can't imagine doing that job. And I vaguely remember saying that to one of the officers that evening. So much as I didn't like him in that moment, I appreciate how difficult it must be for them.
My sister was that light in the room, and I think it's left a hole in the family that can never be replaced.